A study raises new concerns about the possible health effects of the main component used in nonstick chemicals like Teflon. As Ed Rogers tells us in tonight's Environment Report, the research centered on a developmental disability.
The Center for Disease Control says that 7.2% of children and teens in New Jersey have been diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. People with ADHD have trouble paying attention and controlling their behavior. A study by Boston University researchers released this month looked to see if there was any association between the main chemical used to make Teflon and nonstick substances and ADHD. One of those chemicals, called PFOAs, has been found in groundwater near the DuPont Chambers Work plant in Salem County and several other areas of the state. Researchers looked at data on 586 children from 12 to 15 years old. 51 were diagnosed with ADHD. When the researchers looked at the increase in the level of the chemical, they noticed an increase in the odds the child would have ADHD. An EPA advisory board has already called PFOAs a likely carcinogen. Environmentalists say this latest study raises concerns.
This is an alarm bell going off that for the first time we're seeing a link in health studies between PFOA in the blood and children having attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. I think it's a real concern and needs not only further study, but I think it means that we really have to come to grips and deal with PFOA in our drinking water and start really limiting it and put in place the standard that we should have put together and put in place years ago.
This study did not show that PFOAs cause ADHD, but environmentalists believe the findings offer more support for New Jersey to adopt a strict new standard for limiting PFOAs in drinking water. The State Department of Environmental Protection has developed a guidance level of 0.04 parts per billion for the substance, but has not formally adopted that standard.
I think it shows that we have to move quickly and not keep languishing, because what it means is that the more we delay, the more toxins get into our environment, get into our children, and have a direct impact on health and behavior.
The Sierra Club is also worried that a new science advisory board set up in the DEP might recommend adopting a weaker standard.
And so the concern that we have is that the Science Advisory Board will be used as a way to suppress sound science and stop new, tougher standards from going forward that protect the public.
No one from the DEP was available to talk on camera. The department is sampling more water supplies across the state for the contaminant. Officials say they will consider the results of this latest study when developing a new safety standard for PFOAs in drinking water. A recommendation is expected by the end of the year. Ed Rogers, NJN News, Trenton.